A myth says that a couple who are about to get married will definitely get some trials and disturbances. But what happens if the disturbance is a disturbance from an invisible creature, aka ghost? This was experienced by a man who claimed to have received a gift in the form of a spirit from his ex. It is suspected that his wife's ex-boyfriend was not happy with her because she left the marriage. The story begins in 2016. A man named Begas, a pseudonym, is about to get married. A few days before his happy day, Begas was disturbed by spirits. It is known that Begas will get married on Saturday, and on Thursday night, Begas admits that it is difficult to sleep. When he managed to sleep, 30 minutes later Begas woke up because the jug he kept in his room suddenly fell on its own and broke. From there Begas began to feel something strange. Because according to him the drinking cup he kept couldn't possibly fall. After finishing cleaning his room, Begas found it difficult to sleep again. As a result, he also plays cell phone. When he was playing on his cell phone, Begas felt that the clothes he was hanging on the wall seemed to move on their own. Suddenly he looked at the shirt, but after seeing it, the shirt suddenly became silent. He also felt strange. Even though according to him the air conditioner in his room was not facing directly towards the shirt. Out of curiosity, Begas approached the shirt to check, who knows if there was an animal or something that made the shirt move. When Begas checked his clothes, he was surprised to see a man's face appearing under the clothes. The male figure looks bald with rather large eyes and the whole body is black. Begas also tried to calm down for a moment. Then he tried to work up the courage to check the clothes again. However, Begas no longer saw the male figure as he had seen before. To avoid these strange things, Begas tries to go back to sleep. But unfortunately, his efforts were interrupted by strange noises around his room. Begas heard sounds like footsteps outside his room to a knock from outside the window. Intrigued by these sounds, Begas checked out of the room to the window. But he didn't see anyone there. He went back to bed to continue his sleep. At 1 p.m., he saw the figure of the big-eyed man standing in the corner of his room. But Begas ignored it, because he felt that it was just a dream. In his dream, Begas saw the figure of the man messing up his room and dripping blood from the figure's hand onto the table in his room. The next morning, Begas saw his room was still tidy and found no blood on his desk. He was even more convinced that last night's events were just a dream. But when he was chatting with his father, the father said that his mother saw his room this morning messy and there were bloodstains on the table. Even his mother, said the father, immediately cleaned up his room. That's apparently why Begas' room looks neat when he wakes up. Long story short, a week after his wedding, Begas also told a friend about the strange incident he had experienced before he married, who according to him was able to see supernatural things. His friend also said that the incident that happened to Begas was a gift from his wife's former lover who was unhappy because he was left married. Have you ever imagined being terrorized by your ex-boyfriend in the form of text messages and calls every day? Even the number of messages sent up to 1,000. This was done by Elvie Chamber to her ex-boyfriend named Bobby. Elvie, who broke up with Bobby, is still infatuated with her ex-boyfriend. When their relationship broke up, Elvie took aggressive action by bombarding her ex-boyfriend with hundreds of text messages and calls every day. Thousands of messages sent by Elvie contain love but toxic sentences that force Bobby to return with her. Why don't you want to talk to me? I love you. Do we meet tonight? Do we go? One of Elvie Chambers' texts, messages that were bombarded 11 days after breaking up, of course made Bobby uncomfortable. Bobby was even on the verge of suicide. Not remaining silent, Bobby then complained about his discomfort to the authorities after Elvie sent gifts to his house. I just want this to get away from me and everything to stop. I feel like ending all of this. Bobby confessed to the police. Bobby accuses Elvie of controlling and restraining him for 21 months of courtship. Elvie himself admits the mistake of disturbing him. The trial will be resumed, but Elvie is threatened with imprisonment for this aggressive action. The two of them were known to be dating in May 2020. In February this year their relationship was strained. Elvie asked Bobby to hug her, but was refused, which resulted in an argument between the two. Bobby then broke up with Elvie. But the woman seemed to be going crazy and bombarding text messages non-stop. Bobby had told Elvie that the relationship had become toxic and he needed some time alone.